So today's going to be about mashed potatoes. I'll teach you how to make them correctly, kind of the simplest things to add to them. You can add almost anything. It really depends on what you like and then how many times you want to eat it that way. I think that's a big one to consider. Potato. So see down here on the end where it's got these weird little black splotches? I truthfully don't know why that is, but it's on about probably 10 or 15% of the gigantic potatoes we get in. So just cut those off. And when you're doing potatoes, only cold water will do. If you use warm water, they'll come out like pasty. Potatoes in mostly equal slices, and then throw that crap away. And everything into cold water, then start your flame. Okay, so I told you before, I try to do this with the same stuff that you have at your house. So let's check out our potatoes. See if it's plenty cooked. Good, that went through real easy, so we're ready to make mash. And I will use anything as a strainer. You remember the cheese grater from the other day? They make excellent strainers. We'll have a look at that. All you gotta do is get the water out of there, and all of the water out, not some of the water, all of the water. There's my potatoes down on the bottom. Okay, so it's gonna be your choice whether you mash these first and see how much these are cooked. If there's still, you have any resistance when you are pushing through any of these, they are probably not cooked enough. All right, now I'm making home mashed potatoes just like you would if you didn't have a masher or anything else. And there we go, mostly ready to go. They don't need to be flawless, but they do need to be dry. See how there's no water coming off of there? That's what I see to be the biggest problem. Okay, so ordinarily, regular mashed potato or a baked potato, you're gonna put on a large pinch of salt. I'd do that probably twice if it's kosher. If it's regular salt, only do it once. Our pepper, a large pinch of salt. I love fresh cracked pepper, none of that out of the can stuff, right? Now, here are your options. I've got sour cream and a little bit of chipotle sauce, which I'll explain in a minute. A little bit of green onions and some bacon. So I think, how about we just make the regular thing first, okay? And so we go with a little bit of butter, which in my case, there's no such thing as a little bit of butter. But when you get the butter in there, cover it up. There's no, get it to melt, you know, or melt it before you put it in there. You know, don't deal with hard butter. Now, in the restaurant business, we use heavy whipping cream. I'm gonna use a little bit of that just because I can, and maybe you've got some at home, but see, very little. And if you, milk is fine. There is no problem with either one. We just want essentially creamy mashed potatoes. Now, I got a buddy of mine that's a chef, and his solution to all mashed potatoes is just shit tons of sour cream. It works for him, or he does cream cheese and throws a dollop of that in there when he's mixing it up, and that's all fine as well. But I'm trying to do just basic, and then we're gonna change it up and do something else. All right, butter is, for the most part, melted and in here. This was the world's simplest mashed potatoes, right? So let's see. Any good? Actually, yes, they are dang good. All right, now, once you have that, you have the base to make whatever you want. So let's do like a half and half scenario, okay? So you'll learn how to do two things at once. Half of the mashed potatoes are gonna go in there, half are in here. So the first half, we're gonna do green onions, bacon, and a little bit of the sour cream. So essentially, here, I think if I can get in here, I can get some cheddar cheese, and then we actually make this a twice baked potato mashed potato, all right? See right here? This one, I guarantee you, every person will love no matter what. All right, that will be the #1 favorite. Now the next one, we throw in our little bit of sour cream, and then this is called chipotle sauce. So in the Mexican area of a grocery store, they're gonna have these little cans, and they'll say chipotle in adobo, A-D-O-B-O. That one's okay. That's what this is. It's a little too spicy for most people, I have to be honest with you. So what you want to look for is adobo sauce, S-A-U CE, and the adobo sauce is lighter and not quite so spicy. All right, so all you do is put this in here, and then we intermix all of these things. I mean, literally, shamefully simple and easy, and it will change your life as far as potatoes go. So I'm in Ireland years ago, and my Uncle Jim owns a fruit and vegetable import-export business. And I bring over these things that had made me somewhat well known in another city for a restaurant I did called Guajillos, which is a dried smoked Mexican chili. And so I made these potatoes like this, and everybody in the family's eating them because they're in, fruit and vegetable import-export. And I noticed my Uncle Jim won't eat them, period. And I go, Jim, what's the deal? Did you try those? And he goes, oh, you Americans, you're gonna teach us how to do the paella now. That's great. And I didn't realize that I probably should have sat down and talked with him about it and everything else. And it's like somebody showing up to a party and thinking they know something better than you. But they were better, I have to be totally honest with you. I won't lie. But it's a little thought that always comes to me every time I make something like this. Okay, so this is with a little bit of the chipotle sauce. And that is stellar. Literally, that little change in what you do with the potatoes, something to be had. Give that one a try, and don't be afraid to throw other stuff in there. It's worth it. Garlic and ginger potatoes are absolutely dynamite too. We'll see ya.